And welcome back to Hannity. Now, although there is cold, hard evidence that the so-called knockout game is spreading across the country and turning fatal in certain cases, well, the left-wing media is not only saying the trend is a myth, but also accusing me of being a, quote, knockout truther. Now, take a look at this, a Slate.com article entitled, "Sorry, Right-Wing Media, the Knockout Game is a Myth." It has my picture on it with the caption, "Sean Hannity, Knockout Truther." Now, despite the 27 documented incidents that have occurred in 10 states, coast to coast, with 6 of them resulting in death, there are some news organizations across the country calling these incidents an urban myth. For example, the LA Times writes, quote, "Blurring reality stokes fears, raises ratings. Media conservatives have reported on a surge in anti-white violence by black perpetrators dubbed the knockout game. Fact is, it's a myth." And the Daily Beast article on the topic calls the knockout game, quote, "America's latest phony panic." All right, here to debate the truth about the knockout assaults are Fox News legal analyst Peter Johnson, Jr., Fox News contributor Jacques DeGraff, and former NYPD detective and a Fox News contributor, Bo Dietl. Is it truth? I have a list right here, and I can take you. And by the way, the mayor of Philadelphia, he says these attacks will not be tolerated.
Michael Nutter.
Michael Nutter.
Yep. Let me tell you, last week we did the show on it. Yeah. Sean, I was besieged with Twitter emails. We talked about it last week. I said, why it's being suppressed? Say it what it is. It's young black youths assaulting white females and white males. Now, Thursday night after I left, I did your show on Wednesday. I went to the Grand Havana up here, and I run into my friend Al Sharpton.
That's a big cigar.
Yeah, I run into Al Sharpton. He comes up there, and he's a friend of mine 40 years. Whatever his politics are, we're always opposite. I went up behind him, and he didn't know I was there, and I was going to, like, try to give him like a fake punch. And I said, no, he's so skinny. He lost a lot of weight. I said, Al, why aren't you opening your mouth about this? Now's the time to bring people together to show it's not about one race. This is a racist act that's going on. You should do it. He goes, Bo, you want to come on my show on Friday? I said, I'll come on your show. I'll talk about it, Al. I called him twice. I didn't go on the show. But the big but is, after that, he came on the Huffington Post. Al Sharpton wrote, "The knockout game is an alarming trend that is deplorable, reprehensible, and inexcusable." And he said this behavior is racist, period. Al Sharpton. Kudos to him. We're always taking him down. You know what I'm saying, Sean?
No, he's right. As is the mayor of Philly is right, Jacques. Do you agree? You see this? I mean, we have the videos. We're showing one after another.
Well, whether you have videos or not, we agree that these are hateful actions. They are violent. They're criminals, and they ought to be locked up.
It's not a myth. It's real.
Those 27 incidents that you point about that have not been made up.
I've got a whole list right here going.
I'm saying that's not in dispute.
All right, but it is a real phenomenon. You're not disputing that. So me being called a knockout truther is a crock.
Those things are not in dispute. Now, if you want to go past that, then there's some room for discussion. But at the end of the day, reasonable people condemn those acts.
But this is a phenomenon. This is a designed, quote, game to hurt innocent people. You acknowledge that.
Yes.
Peter.
It's a big phenomenon. And for these outlets to say that you're a truther or that Greta Van Susteren or me, because I talked about this after you did as well, that somehow we're truthers. This is a phenomenon that's occurring in this country. The mainstream media are cowards on this particular subject. They do not want to take it on, and you've taken it on.
Sean, you know,
by the way, Reverend Al, I did see his statement, and I wish he came out earlier.
Well,
and I wish but he came out and he said if this were happening to black children, we would speak out. And then he was speaking out here.
Frankly, who cares what Reverend Al says about it? Reverend Al has never been able to prevent any violence in New York City at any time. I don't care what Reverend Al says.
Speak out when something is wrong.
Why?
If he wants to be a leader of people, you have to speak out.
He's already a leader.
When is he prevented violence in the city?
No, the point is,
he's never prevented violence in the city. And so why do you care if he speaks out on it?
Well, I care when somebody does.
Why?
When I ask him to do something and he comes out with this, I respect people that step up to the plate. He went against the Los Angeles Times. He said the words, he used those big words.